Hello everyone, this is Zakar Productions 5 back with another video, and today I have the brand new LEGO Bionicle 2015 set review of Onua, Master of Earth, and I am so excited for Bionicle's return. It's been so long, and I did have a video with Hutch Productions back, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, talking about our thoughts of the pictures, of the initial pictures actually, and we broke them down, and that was really cool. We didn't do a video on the final pictures, but still these sets look fantastic, so I've been up to date with it. All the info and everything on their Facebook page, on the website, so I'm so excited for this reboot. And even today in the mail, I got a LEGO Club magazine, and it came with a whole pamphlet with a nice poster and 4-page poster and a nice detail and overview of the story. So it looks really cool, and I can't wait for the new rebooted Bionicle. And of course he is the Toa of Earth, but it says here Master of Earth, but still they do call him Toa, which is awesome. It is ages 8 through 14, set number 70789, 108 pieces, and of course it is a building toy. So here's a skull spider, here's Onua's golden mask of Earth, and then that's his normal mask of Earth, and he looks awesome. He looks like a hulking mass. He's one of my favorites. Him, probably Tahu, and I'd say Kopaka and Pohatu, and they all look amazing, but he is one of my favorites because it really embraces the Toa of Earth and this huge hulking mass, so I really do like that. We see his hammer, and that's awesome, and there's the Mask of Creation. In the original Bionicle canon, we didn't really get anything on with the Mask of Creation, but here we actually do, so that is awesome. And of course, LEGO Bionicle with a little bit of a, I guess, edited font here. Well, it's the same font, but we have kind of like a gleaming blue, maybe protodermis on it, but that's cool, or energy from the Mask of Creation. And another great thing is that we finally got boxes back, and they are awesome. This is nice, very nice for storage, these boxes, and of course you can use them as barriers, which is cool. It's, I think BZ Power said it's hexagonal, which means 6 sides, and it's really cool, different type of box, and you can, looks like you can close it pretty easily. And the side, so the top is nothing, bottom is nothing, but on the back side here, we have the Protector of Earth. He looks awesome, of course. I like the purple that they have on the Toa now. In the original Toa, I think there was, and on some of the Rahi, maybe the Nui Jaga, I can't quite remember, but there was purple on them, which that's awesome. They were getting purple back. And here is Onua, and if you combine them, which I think, unlike Hero Factory, the combiner feature makes sense, and it looks awesome. I mean, he looks like really awesomely upgraded Toa there. And you get an action shot of him. It's similar to the one on the front, but he's using his function. There's his golden mask, the actual size, and there's the skull spider, which kind of like the Borak, it has the feature where the Krana, and for the Borak, was able to attach onto the face and take over, but in here the skull spider can. And I like how, in the Marvel or DC movies, when they're creating a new story for the movie that's obviously different from the comics, they're like, oh, I see what they did there. They borrowed that from the comics and they edited it. That's cool. Well, this is what Bionicle is doing, and it's cool how they're combining the first year or 2 years or so for Bionicle, which looks like so far, or the first year of Rahi, there were different beasts, but they're kind of combining them, which is pretty cool that they're combining, okay, here's Rahi, but there's spiders, skull spiders, and they have the feature of the Krana. So that's really cool. I like how they're doing that. And then we get an action shot of the animations that are on the website, and I can't wait to see more of these. They are fantastic. I saw the 6 Toa ones on YouTube, and the prologue, I think, and then the 3 main episodes, and I guess they're releasing more, and I can't wait for them to release more and see more of the story. And of course I hope they make movies, but that's really cool. I like that. And it just shows you how long they've been planning for, because box printing takes a while, of course, and they have to make the entire animation, of course, and have all the voice actors and everything and make them, and then put the storyboards or stills from the movies on the box. So they were planning this for a while, so that's awesome that LEGO's putting a lot of time into it. Now, I'm going to get right to the figure. I will build him, but if you do want to see an unboxing of all the pieces, you can click on either a link in the description or an annotation, or just search it in on my channel for the unboxing, and you can see me unbox this set and see what's inside. But for right now, for the review, we will get straight into the figure. Okay, so here's Onua all built, and he has just blown my mind. This figure is unbelievable. I've played around with him for like 15 minutes after I built him, and he just looks fantastic. But before I get into any more of that, very quickly, here are the extra pieces. 3 small extra pieces, one little, I guess, bushing, you can call it, piece, and another Technic pin, and another shorter Technic pin. So all Technic pieces, and that is one great thing that we'll get into is the gear function. It is all Technic, and you will love it if you are an old Bionicle fan like I am, because there's a lot of that very Technic element in it that all the old Bionicle sets had, and there's a lot of it. Like Hero Factory had a little bit of it, and they kind of gradually added more and more to it. But this is full on, there's a whole bunch of Technic elements in here, which is just awesome. But I will get into more of that later, but for right now, let's talk about the figure. So, as for the design of the figure, I think it's fantastic. Like I said, Onua is a very strong character. He's a huge brute, and I think in the past, when they made him kind of small, it was like, alright, this guy's very strong and everything and huge. It can make earthquakes and just lift up huge boulders, but he's just a little skinny guy. But here he is a brute. Look at him. He looks incredible. With the wide chest piece, fits him perfect. Armor everywhere. Armor here. Shorter legs, which kind of makes sense for this huge guy, but he has like shorter legs. But even they have armor on them. And looking at him from the back, he looks awesome, filled out, still everything on the back. Of course, with the any Bionicle or Hero Factory set, you always will see some bones from the back and everything. Here we see some of the Technic, the function play feature with the Technic elements, but it's not really a big deal as it's perfectly fine. But over here, we have a piece of armor covering up the kind of dull part, and if I can take this off here, I can show you, it looks so much better with that on. Just look at that. Oh, you see Technic elements there, but then in bone pieces, you put that on, and that little piece does a lot, which is really cool. Now going from the front here, back at the front, he has nice purple elements. I mean, the color, I do like the colors. I think every Toa has a little bit of gold on them, which I don't mind, because they do have their gold mask, which I will show you in a bit. I'll put that there. So they do have gold on them for that reason, but Onua has the purple and black, and of course every Toa probably will have a little bit of gray or silver, so that pretty much goes with everything. But his main colors, I'd say, are black and purple and gold. And that looks fantastic. Purple works really well with black. I really like that. Really fits the Earth theme. I know his Protector of Earth has purple too, so I can't wait to see how they combine and everything, because he just looks fantastic. So that's good, really good for the design. I'd give that like a 10 out of 10. It's perfect. As for the build, that is another fantastic part. Very fun build. The Technic elements are just fantastic, and the gears are great. Now here's the gears. I will show that in the playability, but you can get a look here how it works, and it's just really cool looking with everything here. Maybe if I can get better lighting on that, as you can see there. That just looks really cool. I'm so glad they brought gears back. It worked really well, and the build was really fun, using all the Technic elements, and then pretty much the simpler placing the parts on here. And that's something that this does a lot better than Hero Factory. With Hero Factory's design, it was, alright, let's build the skeleton. Alright, here's all the bones. You build the skeleton. Alright, let's put on the armor. Alright, maybe add on one little piece of detail. Here's his weapon that every hero has, and you're done. So it just felt very rushed and plain. But with Bionicle, we're getting a lot of more armor pieces added on, a lot of detail, really fitting the personality that they described. With Hero Factory, at least once per line we get a really bad character that would look terrible, and every other character was pretty bland and looked the same. All of these, of course, they do look similar because, well, they're using the same pieces pretty much, but they're really unique in their own way. He has a hammer weapon, which I don't see anyone else with this, and he is a hulking mass using all this armor covering everything up, so he does really look like a true Toa warrior as he's described. So that is just awesome. And so the build was great, and of course they reinforced it very well with the friction pieces here and on the arms, so that's really nice. And pieces go on well, easy to build, easy to follow in the instructions. So the build again is a 10 out of 10. Great build, not boring, really fun using the Technic parts, which makes everything great, and he looks fantastic as you put him together. As for the Skull Spider, really they're Skull Spiders, they aren't anything great. I mean, it would be cooler if we got another smaller build for him, but this still is pretty cool. I'm not really complaining, even though, because they aren't in swarms, so they aren't supposed to be that vicious, but it still would be cool if we got a little bit of a build. So I guess his design, I would say, I'd give a 7.5 out of 10, just because I'm nitpicking a lot, but he does look cool what we got. I guess I can bump that up to an 8. And then as for the actual, I guess, build, it's simple. I mean, nothing more. So I'd give this the whole thing an 8 out of 10. Now, finally, for the parts that was kind of in the build, I guess they're great parts. A lot of new parts, a lot of old ones, but hey, they're great for mocking. Some new, these gear pieces probably aren't new, but they give us new uses for them, I guess we can say. And it looks really good, and it gives us good ideas for mocking. And then finally, as for the playability, it is great playability. Everything is sturdy. It stays together. If you're playing with this as a kid, nothing's going to fly off. The only downside I have is sometimes when you move the arms, I guess it slightly will move the gear back here. I mean, it just feels weird when you move it. You just have to get used to it. But a good thing about the gears is that it's not going to move the other arm like the old Bionicles would do. So that's really cool. And the gears, of course, you just turn this and the arms move, and that is a great function. The gears function were huge in Bionicle, and I'm glad they brought them back, and they just look fantastic. So that's really cool. And now next in the playability, I guess you can have the weapon feature. Each Toa has another weapon feature here, and what you do, you pull off his massive hammer here, and you actually can attach this to the back of him here. You actually pull off these claws here. So I can pull these off camera like this, and these actually stay together pretty well with these little grates. That kind of reminds me of Onua's weapons from Toa Metru, and they pull off. And then his hammer, which is really cool, you could store it too, just with the other piece. It stores on this piece right here in the back, or actually you can store it the other way. It doesn't really matter which way you store it. You store it up, and then you put on his digging claws, like so, and you just leave that Technics piece there, or you can just put it, I'm sure you can find a spot for that somewhere on the guy. And that's it. He looks awesome with these digging claws, actually. That's really quite cool, actually. So he can dig with them, and that's just another awesome play feature. And finally, one of the biggest play features we get in this set is the new mask feature. Now the mask, like I said, looks amazing. Actually, I didn't quite say that in this. I think I said that in my unboxing video, but the mask looks amazing. It's perfect representation. And what you actually have to do here to take it off, you just press the back. Now, I'm sure that will become a problem as a kid's holding it, that it's going to come off. But what you could do to fix that is just, if you hold it from here, the mask will come off and you adjust everything. It'll be a lot easier to move it without it popping off. But that is one downside to the play features, that if you're playing with it or something, your hand's going to hit into that. But it is fairly easy to put the mask back on. It literally just slides right on. And another great thing is that his face looks incredible. I do really like how the new masks look, or the new bland faces look without a mask. They look really cool and actually quite fierce at times. And another play feature, this is loaded with them. I mean, of course it's a figure, so there's endless possibilities and endless mocking with any Lego. But a great feature is the golden mask. You can have a nice adventure that since it includes the villain, he can fight this little skull spider, even though there will be more. I hope they create booster packs of these actually, but he can fight off a skull spider and attain the mask, his golden mask, which is awesome. And finally, the last play feature on the set here, if you take this, you can take the skull spider, and a quick key to putting masks on, where these little pins are, it connects right into here, where that is, that little hole. So I'll show you from the side. It literally just slides right on. And so once you slide that on there, that is how it looks, the play feature for the skull spider, and you could take off the legs to make it look even cooler. So that does look really cool. And then you pull that off there. And then finally here, I'll show you how it looks when you put this back on. You can just attach this here, and these claw pieces go on pretty easily. Just slide it just on like that, and then you connect it to his hammer, and that's him storing his hammer at the back of his body. So it looks really, really cool. And that is it for this review. Again, I give this figure, I mean, it's kind of hard to give figures actual number ratings because it depends on the individual and how much you will have fun with it. But so I don't really like to give it a rating, but I kind of have to give most of my sets 10s out of 10s because they are good sets. I usually tend to buy the ones that I like the most, so I will give it a 10 out of 10. It's perfect. The only downside, again, is a little bit of the skull spider. Wish we got more of a villain or a better build, but still not bad. And I guess the mask popping off is slightly, only to the slightest bit annoying. But that is everything we get in this set. Great figure. I highly recommend him. Get any of the Bionicle sets. They're really awesome. I can't wait to get more. And so with that, check out my unboxing video. Stay tuned for more Bionicle stuff. And with that, I'll see you guys later.